Welcome everyone. In the previous module, we understood the steps of machine learning and we also discussed about some of the machine learning tools. And in this video, we will discuss the different types of machine learning. So we will start off this video by discussing these three types of machine learning, where first is supervised learning, second is unsupervised learning, and third is reinforcement learning. So these are the three main categories of machine learning. Now before we start off with these types, let's get an overview of machine learning. So basically in machine learning, a machine is said to learn from some prior experiences, and this experience comes from data that we feed to our machine learning model. Additionally, the machine will improve its performance in its assigned task based upon this experience. Now, if I talk about a real life example, one real life example of machine learning we can observe while shopping on any e-commerce website, for example Amazon. So on Amazon we get suggestions like user also buy this along with the product, or you can see on the screen one screenshot showing one suggestion buy it with. So it is showing combination of products that people usually buy. So all these results that we are getting on Amazon are based upon machine learning training, in which system learns specific users habit and makes a recommendation for the new extra things to purchase. However, not only e-commerce but almost every industry in the business also have some use of machine learning, where we may create extensive models by using variety of machine learning algorithms, where each of these algorithm can put into a specific category. So these are the main three categories of machine learning. Very first is this supervised machine learning, second is unsupervised, and then in the last we have reinforcement learning. So let's get started with this supervised machine learning. So as the name signifies, supervised learning is a category of machine learning where machine will learn under some supervision. Now in this technique, we train our machine learning model using labeled data. Now what is this labeled data? So as the name suggests, labeled data refers to the data that have been acquired in its raw form and has been given meaningful labels. Thus, the label data indicates which input has been already mapped with output. Now, the best example of label data you can see on the screen is this world map, where we can see name associated with each country. On the screen, you can see this in the world map. Each country has some name. They also have some boundaries, and in this map you can consider this thing. The names are labels, or we can say tags, which represents a particular country. We will see one more example related to label data further in this tutorial. So let's come back to supervised machine learning. So in supervised machine learning, first we utilize label data to train our model with related output. So in the end, we will ask the model to predict the outcome using the test data set. So let us understand this thing with the help of an example, where for instance consider this picture. We have labeled data. Now on the screen you can see I have two fruits, and name of each fruit is also displayed with the image. So in this way each fruit has been labeled. So what we will do in supervised learning, the machine receives this known data and processes it to assess and learn the correlation of the images based upon their characteristics such as size, shape, color. So by using this historical data, we can accurately predict the fresh image fed to this model without a label. So how we can classify it? So in the machine learning steps, we discussed about test data set and training data set. So what we will do, we will take the data set, we will divide it into two parts. First is the training data set. So what we will do, we will use the training data set to train our model. So we will feed multiple images of apple and oranges to our model so that the model can understand the correlation between various features. And once our machine learning model has been prepared, what we will do, we will pass unlabeled data, or we can say we will pass input to it, and we will ask the model to predict the name of the fruit. So for example, if I pass the image of an apple, then the model will predict its name. So basically the primary objective of supervised machine learning method is to correlate input variable x with output variables y. Now other than this, supervised learning is mainly classified into two further types. So very first is this classification and second is regression. We will discuss about both of these type further in this tutorial series. And additionally, if I talk about real life applications of supervised learning, so it is used in image classification, risk assessment, fraud detection, object recognition, etc. So we will learn about more applications of this supervised learning when we will discuss about the types of this supervised learning. Let's move forward and let's discuss what is unsupervised machine learning. So this unsupervised learning is another category of machine learning which is quite different from supervised learning, and in this supervision is not required. So what we will do in this machine learning, we train our system utilizing unlabeled data, and the role of the system is to make output prediction without any human supervision. So now here comes the question that what is unlabeled data? So unlabeled data is the data set that does not have any labels describing features, quantities or classification. Moreover, this type of data only consists of features to represent them. Neither labels nor targets may be used to make prediction about them. So if I talk about the process of unsupervised learning, it involves training machine learning models on data that is neither classified nor labeled, and then it enables model to behave autonomously on that data. Moreover, the primary aim of unsupervised learning is to classify or group an unclassified dataset based upon similarities, pattern and differences. So it tries to fetch the hidden pattern from the input dataset. You can see one example on the screen. What we are doing in this, we are utilizing unlabeled data of three different fruit: apple, orange and banana. And this unlabeled data consists of features of these fruits like color, shape, etc. And what we will do, we will pass this unlabeled data to our unsupervised machine learning model, and this model will create a cluster of fruit that comes under same category. So this model will try to fetch the hidden features and it will classify data into different clusters. So one cluster will form where all the apples will be there, one cluster for oranges and one cluster for bananas. So how this machine learning model will differentiate this? It will differentiate based on the similarities. For example, all the apples will be in a red color and almost all the apples will also have the same shape. In the same way, all the oranges will be in orange color and the shape of the orange will be round, and in the same way it will classify bananas as well. Now just like supervised machine learning, unsupervised learning also can be categorized into two major categories. First is clustering and second is association. And in the previous example, here we can see this is an example of clustering where it has created three different clusters. So now let's move forward and let's discuss about reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning is another well-known category of machine learning. This category involves performing some task appropriately to maximize the reward in certain circumstance. And this type of model is used by a variety of programs and machines to determine an optimal course of action to pursue in each circumstance. So basically in this learning, there is an agent, and this agent will be a software component which will automatically explore its surrounding by hit and try method and learn from experience, and this experience will help the agent to improve its performance. So reinforcement learning operates on feedback based method. The objective of this reinforcement learning agent is to maximize the reward, since the agent is rewarded for every good activity and penalized for every bad action. In contrast to supervised learning, reinforcement learning relies only on experience of the agent. However, there is no correct answer to reinforcement learning, but here agent needs to select what to do to complete the job. This is different from supervised learning where training data includes solution key and the model is trained with the answer, whereas in reinforcement learning the agent gains knowledge from its experience and it is all done in the absence of training dataset. So we can relate this reinforcement learning with the help of an example of training a dog, where dog will act as an agent. Now we are training a dog to perform a task, and for example if we are training our dog to sit properly, then how we will do this? So a dog will perform some operation in an environment and based upon this operation we will reward the dog with, for example, say biscuits or cookies. So in the same way reinforcement learning also works. Other than this, just like supervised machine learning and unsupervised learning, the reinforcement learning is also categorized into two major categories. These two categories are positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. And if I talk about the application area of reinforcement learning, it is mainly used in game development, robotics, and resource management. We will discuss about more applications related to all these machine learning types further when we will discuss each of their category in detail. So with this, we have come to the end of this tutorial session. In the next video tutorial, we will discuss some of the key differences between supervised machine learning and unsupervised machine learning. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next one.